Usual wet, rainy weather, not too bad. Spring has sprung, garden started to come into full bloom. We're even getting local wildlife is sitting on sheds. Yeah, whack, whack. Yeah, go on, have a good scratch. Anyway, what have we been up to? We're going to go inside and open a gift. Well, yesterday well, some of me cappings off my fencing are rotten, so I've taken them off. Yeah, some are okay, some are rotten. Well, it's been round again fast. My next door neighbour, having all that work done, had a great big pallet delivered. I think plasterboard, I think you guys call it sheetrock. So I went over so I could have the old pallet, and must have been 8 foot in length. And I've cut them down, measured them, trimmed them to the size I want, a little bit thicker than what I need. So I'm having to soak them in water. I've got a piece of old drain pipe, put a bit of duct tape around the end, and I'm soaking them, so hopefully they will become flexible. So we'll give them a try later. Anyway, into the shed and see what we've got. We've got a walkway-ish to the parcels. Right, tidy up a bit, get into it. Well, there we go, hours later, and I mean hours later, because it's about 7 PM in the evening now. We've took the strips out. It made them flexible enough to put the arch on, screw them down. Right. I used an angle grinder. Well, why not? So that's that one done, and 3 at the top. I'm not too sure about these 2. I might do them in the future. But anyway, let's get in the shed and let's see what we got sent. And I've got the fire on as well. So, close the door a bit behind me. Hey, bit of a room. Not much room on the bench though. But let's open this coffee stout. Let's open this from George, and let's talk about me. Well, not really talk about me, but talk about what I've been up to and you lot. Anyway, coffee stout. So, time to chillax now. 7:15 in the evening, Sunday evening. Work tomorrow. Like it with a big head. Definitely stouty. Whoa! Certainly has a kick of coffee at the end of that. You can't, that's definitely, I'll have some more of that. That's rather nice. I think having a few though would be a bit rich. It's not too bad, it's 5.2%. Where did I get it from? Do you know, I can't remember. Aldi. Got it from Aldi. Right. Milko! I got this parcel off George. I know it's from George because George said, have I got it? George sent something to another YouTuber a short while ago as well. So let's find something sharp. Something smaller and sharper. And let's open this. Let's put that to one side. No idea, we'll do it live. floral, fragrance. Better if you use the sharper end rather than the blunt end. Isn't it? Isn't it? Didn't it? Da da da. Oh, what have we got? Well, we'll read the letter. Oh, nice. Well, we'll read the letter. Which apparently that knife was sharper than what I thought. Dear Ian, first of all, I love your videos, buddy, and I get a laugh. Well, come on, go on, baby. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to entertain you. That's a song, isn't it? And as promised, here's a few off whiskey wooden staves. Now, I've had something off a whiskey wooden stave before. It's something he's made himself. I'm always he does sell these on via an online shop, Cask. I'm sorry, I can't make Cask Designs. He's included 2 Glencairn glasses, along with some rare whiskies. I have been after Glencairn glasses forever, but I know you can go shop and buy one, but I won't. And every time I go in a charity shop, second-hand shop, I'm always looking out for a Glencairn glass. I mean, this is what I'm using at the moment, which is not quite the same, is it? So you have made me an happy man, because I've been after them forever. A Deanstone 1997 bottle of Deanstone, very hard to find, £170 a bottle, and a Glen Moray Warehouse Barocco finish. Still get it, but a nice all-round whiskey at £140 a bottle. You've been way too kind to me, way too generous. Oh, and another one, a Glendronach Batch 10 cask strength. That's going to make it 56% at a guess. Also nice, but hard to find. With all of the above, only put in about 5 mils. Well, put about 5 mils of water in to get the flavours and the strength going. George, fantastic, thank you very much. Right, what have we actually got? Well, as he said, it's made from a whiskey stave, and he says you can buy these from his online shop. So that's obviously, I think, it's not a candle holder, not a tea light holder, although I bet it could be. Is to put your whiskey glasses in. So we'll put that down there. We'll look at the miniatures. 52.9%, like he said. We're not going to open these tonight. We'll have a whiskey tasting session one night. That is a fantastic Glendronach. Well, have I stopped speaking Lancashire and started speaking a poor attempt at Scottish Gaelic even? Cask strength 58.6%. I knew a guy who was a whiskey aficionado. His son-in-law had something to do with the submarine base up at Scotland, quite a high position up there, and he used to go and see him, and he used to carry a small pipette in his jacket pocket for when he had whiskies, and to put a measured amount of water in. Deanstone Paolo Cortadaro 1997, 51.8%. I'm dying to open these, but with it being a school night, I think we'll open something else instead. Keyring. Seeing if I can smell the whiskey. another keyring. I can pass one of them on if anyone wants one. I like how they're charred on the inside, because that's what they do, isn't it? They get a flame and they set a fire on the inside of the barrel. It seals it, charcoals it. Which is what I've just been doing with my fence top. I deliberately use the angle grinder because it would char the edges, seal it. I've got another one. If anyone wants, well, I've got two, I'll keep one myself. I've got two I can pass on. And it's a pity I haven't got one of those laser machines that Cliff's Shed has. You could then laser a pattern on those. Appreciate that. Oh, not all of it got 2 glasses, some whiskey. We've also got a big bag of Wotsits to go with them. I'm not sure what flavour these are. Bit bland. Yeah. Don't do that. It's not advisable to do that. Never mind that. Come on. Don't drop it, Ian. Don't drop it. They're all saying, oh, what's a Glencairn glass? That is a Glencairn glass. So, get hold of it there. You know, the heat of your hand, it's bowl shaped, so the heat of your hand will warm up the whiskey. Bit like a brandy glass. You can swirl it round, you know, because it narrows in at the top, you can nose it. Swirl it round and nose it. I'm tossing in it and I'm going, sad, Anna. And I think, if I'm correct, or he's going to say, Ian, no, these are tea light candle holders, but I don't know. They fit on there rather nicely. I'm going to use one of them tonight, no, but at the end, because I want to discuss something with you lot. But George, wow, that's a fantastic and generous gift. And generous, well, that leads me on to what I want to talk to you about. You lot, the scrapping community, well, you lot who watch me, you're all generous. Without a doubt. You know, I go to the old Anvil Yard, and if you watched my last video, you'll know that Gary, the former owner, who's passed it on to his kids now, he nearly lost his granddaughter over Christmas, and he's raising £5,000 for another pod in the hospital. This will allow the Alder Hey Hospital, Children's Hospital, a specialist children's hospital, to look after another child who's on, well, basically on death's door. The response was fantastic. Oh, I'm not telling you what I'm doing, is he? He's running 47 miles round a lake, round a mere up in the Lake District in the United Kingdom. There's only one lake in the Lake District. It's called the Lake District. There's only one lake. All the rest are actually called meres. And I don't know them. Windermere and Bowmere and a few others. There's lots of them, but I don't know them. And it's sad that, because I'm only 60, 70 miles away, if that. So let's get back on track. I want to show you a heartfelt thanks from Gary for what everybody's done with a boat. Right. Now Gary was struggling, and he said, you know, he were asking for help because he needs to raise £5,000. Well, that's his target, and he was stalling at around about £3,200. Since I put that out, and there's a heart-wringing mother holding little child's hand. So he's running. Can I squeeze? I've gone back out again. I look at that now, £4,400. So we've well raised over. Well, it's not just us. the scrapping community have certainly put £1,200 onto his fund. You go down there, it tells you all about that. If you want to go over to that, type in Gary Sharrock running the lap 47, and that'll bring you up. We got here Rachel Lomax, somebody to help you to get along. Huey Lyons, well done Huey, good on pal. And O'Dean, Rick, that's what does it weigh, what does it pay? Okay, Pooh's mate, I do know there are a lot of scrappers who have picked up on here, Scrapping Irish, Steve Scally, our Shark Scrapper, and it goes on and on. I don't want to show everybody's names, but hello Ben, Kai from Germany, awesome, Raphael Scrapper, and there's more and more. They go on and they go on, Peak Apart Timers. It's a big, massive thanks to everybody. Why am I saying but? So why am I saying but? Should be shouting from the rooftops. Great, thank you everybody. Right, well, I get an average view of around about 1,000, 1,200 views per video. Well, I'm only asking $1, £1, $2 Canadian. Actually 1.6. It's probably the same as €1.50. So if everybody had done that, we'd have made a lot more. We'd have smashed that £5,000. He's less than £600 to go. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there now who haven't given £1 or $1, a squid, a yen, a drachmark, a slotzy, or whatever. That's all you have to do. It's not a lot of money. Just go into that comment below, hit that Just Give button, and just give that tiny a little amount, because that's all he's asking for it. But we've had some very, very generous donations. There was one guy in Canada, I'm not going to mention his name, and he's welcome to tell the world, but his entire day's taking and his weighing, he donated to that charity, and that's very, very appreciated. I have passed that on to both Gary and Ellie and Robert, and they have said, wow, just tell that guy a heartfelt thanks from them. Now you can go on Facebook, you can look up the Scrap Trade Centre, and you can read all those, they're all being shared on there. But wow, that community, we said, they're a scrapyard. I know they're always, everybody looks at them as the enemy, but without them, we've got nowhere to take our scrap to, have we? Right, that's me moan. Big thanks, of course, to E-Waste Mike, who's also sharing this link out on the end of his last video. Big tidy up. And I had to laugh. Got this massive place, big stainless steel bench, and like myself, he's working in a tiny little space on the corner of one bench. I think that's like all us scrappers do, isn't it? We all have lots of space, lots of stock, lots of winter work, and we all tend to work in a little tiny space. Right, Ian in his shed, I say thank you very much. On behalf of the Scrap Trade Centre, Gary, the Old Anvil Yard, Robert, Ellie in particular, she does thank you all. And I knew you'd pull together, because we're that type, scrapping community. Well, we all know what we face when you go out there, all the dirty eyeball looks and the, ew, we're a separate breed. Thank you very much. I'm just going to open something and try out one of these glasses. Bear with me. I just happen to be looking round in this shed and I have this bottle of Talisker Sky. Unopened, of course. So, a rather nice whiskey, Talisker. And it'll be interesting to compare. It's very peaty. 45.8%. I haven't got any water in here, so I'll have to take it on the chin for you guys for this one. I wonder if that is tin. Everyday Solars once went to a scrapyard and they had all these foils because it doesn't feel like aluminium. And this guy, it was a tub full, honestly, a tub full. And the guy said that's like £14,000 a tonne. She goes, well, what the hell is it? He said it was tin off port bottles. Oh, did you hear that? And I'm lost. I know, it's one of my vices. I had more vices, but you lions took them all. Well, we'll give it a generous measure. I know it's a school night, but it'd be a shame not to break this glass in, wouldn't it? You can eyeball the meniscus. The meniscus, that's that where the liquid meets the oh, that's a, then you can nose it. Very peaty. Oh, I love peaty. I love smoky whiskies. Leaves a terrible taste in your mouth in the morning though. Wake up, you think you're a smoker. Oh, so there we are, George. Thank you very much for the Glencairn glass. Something written on the bottom of it. How do you read the bottom of it? I'll have to put it back in my mouth, won't I, and then look through the bottom. What an excuse. But it's back to front. I have to read it back to front. It does. It says the Glencairn glass. You know, can you see that? I'm not going to spill this. You can't see that. I need to get some of that amber liquid there. Just about. See that? Oh well, take my word for it. I'll have a drink. If I do this now, you're going to see straight down my throat. Not a pretty sight, but here goes. No, one thing I'm going to have to do is fill it full and then do it that way. Again, George, can't thank you enough for what you've sent me. Way too generous. I will do it when I'm not going to work day after. I will do a tasting session. Right, there we go. I'm finishing up for the night. I still haven't done the Return of Ian 2. Been busy with the fencing. Life gets round. Life's not just all scrapping, you know. Summer's coming. I've got lots of jobs to do around the house. This lot went to work. Yeah, we've just been through winter, haven't we? So don't forget, I have got a couple of these whiskey stave key rings. I can send those out. Just drop me a line. You might have to wait a year or two. Depends if I can find any stamps. If you send a stamped addressed envelope, you have a better chance. Don't send an envelope full of stamps, because my wife tends to take those out and send Christmas cards, as Gaffer, or as aka BOF, Bordeaux Fert, found out. My wife's, oh, I do like your YouTube friends. He sent me a stamp, a book of stamps. A bit embarrassing. I'm sorry about that, Gaffer. Someday, one day, I will make it up. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, I'm winding up, Anna. See you lot in another video. And before you go, if you haven't give £1, if you haven't give €1, if you haven't give a Canadian dollar, and an American dollar, then do so. It's not it's like, it's not a lot of money, is it? And if another 596, because I'm not very good at maths, 596 people watching this who haven't donated anything, just donate that £1, euro, dollar, Canadian dollars, anything, and that target will be smashed. And everybody's a winner. Some child is going to be a winner. Some parents are going to be relieved that there was that extra bed there, because in the UK the National Service is shocking, it's dire, and shouldn't have to rely on charity, but we do. Right, thank you very much everybody, and I mean that on behalf of the Scrap Trade Centre. Thank you very much again. See you all soon. Take care now.